Hello world. Welcome to the Introduction to Python Programming video tutorial by Data Science Academy. Today, we will learn how to handle errors and exceptions in Python. To refresh what you have learned earlier, please watch the playlist mentioned in the description. Have fun programming in bits. We ask you to practice the examples mentioned in the tutorial. Please leave a comment if you have any queries or need some clarification. Syntax errors, also called parsing errors, are the most common kind of error messages. When a script with an error is executed, idle shows a message indicating that there is an error with the syntax. Take a few moments to find out what the error is. Did you spot it? We forgot to add a colon sign after true in the first line. Errors detected during execution are called exceptions. The error message indicates the type of error. Some common errors include zero division error, name error, and type error. Zero division error occurs when the second argument of a division, or modulo operation, is 0. Name error occurs when a local or global name of an object is not found. The error message includes the name that could not be found. In this example, the error message indicates that the variable named eggs is not defined. Type error occurs when an operation or function is applied to an object of inappropriate type. Here, the error message indicates that we cannot concatenate an integer with a string. Exceptions are handled with try-except blocks. These try-except blocks tell Python what to do if an exception occurs. In this example, we are adding an explanatory text to handle an error, which might occur when a non-integer value is given as input. When we run the script, we can see how the error is handled. When the input was not an integer, the error message prompts the user to enter a number instead. The try-except block allows us to continue executing the rest of the script when an error occurs. In this example, we attempt to divide a number by 0, causing Python to throw a zero division error. But, by including a try-except block, we allow the rest of the script outside the block to be executed without interruption. In this case, printing the text mentioning that the script must go on. After running the script in idle, we can see that the script continues, despite the fact that a zero division error occurred. We have now handled this error efficiently. The try-except statement has an optional else clause, which follows all the except clauses. The else clause will execute only when no exceptions occur. The syntax is as follows. We create a script to divide two numbers. We add an else clause after the try-except statement. This else clause is executed only when the try-except statement runs without an error. If you have understood the script, you would be able to tell what values must be assigned to the variable y to execute the try-except statement and the else clause. Did you figure it out? Assigning a value of 0 to the variable y causes the try-except statement to be executed. Whereas, assigning a non-zero value to the variable y causes the else block to be executed. A try statement may have more than one except clause to specify handlers for different exceptions. These multiple exceptions are presented as a tuple. The syntax of such a try statement with multiple exceptions is shown here. A try statement can be followed by multiple except statements. This helps to handle more than one error. The syntax is as follows. In this script, we write code to handle two exceptions. The first exception being a value error, and the second exception being a zero division error. This is followed by an else clause, which is executed when there are no exceptions. From the screenshot, could you decipher what exception we handled here? Take a moment to review the script and deduce the exception. Yes, we were using a string to do arithmetic operations, and this throws a value error. This would be easy. We were trying to divide a number by 0, which is not possible, thus we handle a zero division error here. When there are no errors, the else clause is activated, congratulating us for an error-free code. Well done. The except statement can also contain a special error handling class called exception. All built-in, non-system exiting exceptions are derived from this class. User-defined exceptions should also be derived from this class. In scenarios where the Python program should not exit because of errors that have not been handled in the program, direct use of exception class could be useful. In an ideal scenario, all anticipated errors are supposed to be handled in program, and direct use of exception class should be the last option. In this script, we capture error messages by storing them in the object called exp. When the script is run with erroneous assignment of arguments to the parameters, the error message is printed. After executing the script called xp, we can see that the error message is printed. This is because we have incorrectly assigned a string to the parameter a. With this we conclude the video on errors and exceptions. We hope that you learned something new today. Practice what you learned. And see you soon in the next video of this Python programming series. In the next video, we will learn about some nifty tools of the trade in Python. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.